Okay. Okay. We're rocking and rolling. Frankie Russo coming at you straight out of Brooklyn. I'm sorry I'm late. Had a crazy day today. You know, I'm trying to get back on the air, radio, and there's so many things moving around, so many moving parts. So I'm sorry that I'm getting on late. You know, I got an audio channel now on my app. I have an app now, and I'm about to put. I'm so you got to go Frankie Russo Apple Store. You get my app. You go to Google Play, Frankie Russo. You get my app. It's called America's Team, right? So that's where we're rolling right now. Let me get my password on this thing, and we're gonna put in the audio to get in to have my audio channel. Where is it? Oh man. Bear with me, everybody. So what's going on? Crazy day today. Our great president signed an executive order. Yes, he did. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what's going on in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I stumbled onto a vector looking at my I didn't realize I had. I just can't find this I'm looking for the no, here it's not here. It's here. I'm looking in the wrong one. That's why. Here it is. That's why I didn't find it. Yeah, now I got it. Here it is. Okay, just 2 seconds. Let me put these numbers in so I pop on my audio channel. And so you could go to my app. You can go to my app in um, you go to my app in the Apple Store. Okay, we're popping. We're in. So the audio channel's popping. Let's see how we're doing with my my live stuff is going on Facebook, YouTube. We're live. Let me just do the live hit on the on the um, on the Facebook. So I just went live on Facebook, YouTube, Scope, and let me get my. So we're in the app. If you got the app, you can watch it there. And in addition, let me get my website. My website too. So now I got it. We got an audio channel going. So that's how we're rolling. And now I got the Scope because I'm trying to get go to my app. Yeah, see. In the Apple Store. Okay, cool. Okay, we're popping. We're popping. We're live on Facebook Live. Let's see how we're doing with my live stuff is going on Facebook. So okay, FrankieRusso.media. How you doing? Frankie Russo, straight out of Brooklyn. We got the whole thing set up. One broadcast. We're in 6 spots: website, YouTube, Twitter, Scope, Facebook, and I got my app. And I got the live feed into my app. That's Frankie Russo in the Apple Store, Frankie Russo in the Google Play. And then it's America's Team. Download. It's free. It's free. And we're getting ready to go live on the radio very soon with the grace of God. Very soon. Had an interesting talk today, so we'll see what happens tomorrow as we creep closer and closer to going live on the radio. I can't wait. I'm excited about that. I miss it, you know. So let's start. So our great president. Okay, outside looking, I got my disclaimer. I always got my disclaimer. Outside looking in, no U.S. Congressional Oversight Committee, no International Atomic Energy Agency, no Joint Chiefs of Staff, no National Security Council, no access to classified docs, nor do I know anyone who has access to classified docs. Court papers, judges' decisions, peer-reviewed journal articles, and well-sourced, well-researched open-source articles. What we're searching for, it's a quasi-model, quote-unquote, statistical significance. In all likelihood, in all probability, for trends, differences, and patterns in the data, and then we attempt to conceivably reach reasonable, responsible conclusions. And by the way, we believe our conclusions are close. Classified information is the mean. We're within the standard deviation of the mean. The Russo disclaimer. That's what I'm talking about. So we got our disclaimer out there. So our great president, Donald John Trump, signed off an executive order in reference to Twitter and other social media platforms, right? As we understand, right, our great president basically, he's got 80 million followers. I can only imagine what his impressions are. So basically, he is Twitter. And, you know, it's unfortunate that Twitter's using this, which I like Twitter. Unfortunately, it's using it as a, so the discrepancy is Margarita Island. Yeah, we'll do Margarita Island on Sunday. Margarita Island is definitely happening Sunday. The vectors. I stumbled onto vectors, which I'm going to show tonight. As a matter of fact, I'll download it. I stumbled on some vectors today, because I was going over some of my I just couldn't believe what I found. So I'll briefly go over it. The vectors that I found from my old shows at ABC, I stumbled onto this vector. So, not to get off the subject, so our great president signed off an executive order. It's crazy. We're going to talk about that in a second, Coach. Crazy, right? So we signed off an executive order today. Oh, you see, 98. You're certainly not. My name's Frankie. You know, come on. I am giving you a warning. You can't, first of all, disrespect President Trump, and you can't drop F-bombs in the room. You're going to get me thrown off the air, okay? I went through it already with Twitter. Not good. Because I was a Trump guy, whatever. I don't complain. I just keep going, right? So please, you want to stay in the room, Frankie? No problem. No F-bombs. You don't have to like Trump. It's okay. You're not going to disrespect the President of the United States in this room. That's for sure. Okay? You don't have to like him. It's okay. So, Coach, so we're talking about some of these kids that come into the room, son. It's crazy. Freedom is, freedom, not F-bombs. I got to stay on the air, Frankie. Okay? What up, Mel? My brother, we're creeping closer and closer. Son, that's right. You are a son. You're gonna get sunned in about a second, Frankie boy. 98. Where you from? 87. Where you from? So, yeah, all day, all day. Oh my goodness, all day. While I'm having my espresso. Nighthawk, we're trying to get back. I was on ABC. We're creeping. I have an app. Nighthawk, why don't you? Absolutely, Frankie. Absolutely. I got a sense of humor, son. But don't come in here dropping F-bombs. And no perversity against Trump. You got to respect the president, man. It's no problem. Just don't bring it in here. It's true, Mel. It's true. But I gotta set the rules straight, because Twitter's already suspended me once because these kids, they don't like Trump. It's too bad. We ain't stopping till we win. Trump all day, every day till we win. You know, we ain't working in vain over here. We believe in Donald John Trump. He's the best thing for the country. And we're going to continue to fight for American exceptionalism. Absolutely, Mel. Oh, you're block outside of Boston? That's what I'm talking about, Nighthawk. Yo, Nighthawk, are you a Red Sox fan? Yo, you must be crushed. Mookie Betts and Brady left the... Oh, my God. Mookie Betts. Wow, okay. Nighthawk. I heard, Mac. That's beautiful. You're Arkansas, kid? Mac Razorback, you're Arkansas. Are you Arkansas? Are you from Arkansas? The Arkansas Razorbacks, right? The Clintons came from Arkansas. Oh, God. The Clintons came from Arkansas. Oh, my God. Not good. They took their act to the White House. Look what they did. Right? Oh, you think Mookie's gonna? No, I don't think so. I think Mookie's a Nighthawk. Mookie's a nice ball player, bro. Try to forget, right, Mac? Hey, Cisco. Strike one. You're warned. More perversity, I'm throwing you out. Now I'm a God-fearing Christian man. I'm a man of Christ. I'm a man of the Rosary. You're not coming in here with perversity, bro. How messed up is that? You're Cisco. I think you're messed up, right, Nighthawk? Brady's gonna do it. Watch Brady. That's crazy, Razorback, right? I hope so, Nighthawk. Yankees got some team, son. We got some ball club. We got some team. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you. Brady's smart too. He's in a warm weather. Climate there is warm. So the recovery for him is going to be nice. Brady's going to be in warm weather. He's training in warm weather. Brady's an animal, man. He's like, probably because the infrastructure is there, right? Probably maybe even better. You never know. Because understand something, right? Belichick's coaching. I'm not a Belichick fan, but he's a great coach, right? I don't like how they do with the Spygate and all that stuff. They didn't have to do it. What Belichick does with personnel is sick. What Belichick does with personnel is sick. Sick. What he does. I heard, Nighthawk. But what Belichick does with personnel is sick. It really is. It really is. That's a good question, Mel. There it is. And then he gets the old, right? Then he gets the old veterans and they make contributions in the playoffs, Nighthawk. As far as Judgy, Mel, that's a good question, right? I'm hearing he's not even swinging a bat right now. Judgy, I think, has got to stay at first. I think I got to put Judgy at first base. You know, this outfield, and he's just too big. He's 6'7", 6'8". I know he can move. He's a great athlete. Love the kid, man. It's like Stanton, the same thing. Stanton's a tough dude, man. You know, people hate on Stanton because he makes a lot of money and he's not playing right now. Yeah, it would have been cool. Brady should have retired a Pat. They should have gave him his money, Nighthawk. He did put back. He did take less to get the players. You got to give him credit. He went to Tampa. The whiteouts in Tampa are sick, and they got some defense on the other side. Brady's a tough dude, man. Should have kept Brady. Should have gave him his money. Should have gave him his money. He did take cuts to get the players to win. He won 6 Super Bowls, right? Was he 6-2? He lost to my Giants twice. He lost to my Giants twice, Nighthawk. I think the winning that the Patriots have done is quite impressive. Oh, he's 6-3. Oh, he lost to the Philly. Right. 9 Super Bowls. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But anyway, not to get off the subject, our great president, you know, Donald John Trump, signed off on an executive order banning Twitter, putting Twitter on notice. Let me see if they have it on the in the open source. Trump's executive order, Twitter. Yeah. So basically, Twitter a platform or they're a publisher? And this is the argument I've been hearing all over the open source today about this thing. And President Trump produced an executive order, signed off on an executive order on Twitter. Let me just see if I can get the. I can't believe my laptop always goes back to Bling. That's not my default search engine. I don't understand it. Why it does that? It always. It's not my. I don't know why it does that. Yeah. Well, there is one, right? It's terrible, right, my G? It's terrible, right? I'm with you, son. So I'm going to put this one over here. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, now I know why. Now I'm going to because I like the Google, I like the Google. I do. So let's go Trump, uh, executive order, Twitter. Let's see, Twitter. Let's see what he says. Okay, so let's go Fox News because they got the fairest. They give us the fairest thing over here. Fox News. Okay, so President Trump crafts an executive order on social media waste commission to probe bias amid Twitter fight. Right. So basically, Twitter censored Trump, our great president Donald John Trump. Wow, that's awesome. So he went to the rally in 16. I was at ABC at 16. 2016, I was broadcasting ABC. It was the greatest. Oh, it was the greatest time to be on the air. I'm trying to get back on the air now, man. I got a really good. I really got an interesting shot. Interesting. They set the protesters in Minnesota set the precinct on fire. This is sick. You know what this is? I want to get to that for a second. So Trump crafted an executive order on social media, ways commission to probe bias amid Twitter fight, right? So President Trump is crafting an executive order on social media that could set up to curb legal protections for the industry, a broadside that comes amid his escalating fight this week with Twitter over the company's decision to fact check his claims for the first time. Disgraceful what they did to our great president, right? So it's great that our great president is doing this. Absolutely, Nighthawk. Do I think he's going to win? Win in November? Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let me tell you, there's like 3 things I wanted to talk about this, what Twitter did to our great president, Donald John Trump. And there's a video floating around. And, I'm not a fan of his, but he is a smart senator, Ted Cruz. He's a smart guy. I had a beef with him that he had a Canadian birth certificate, and the fact that how could he run for president of the United States? But that was my thing. But Ted Cruz is interviewing this. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to look for it before we get off the air. So Twitter, it's disgraceful, Nighthawk, right? Because apparently Ted Cruz and Google votes, right? Yes, is it right? Robert Epstein about big tech. This is crazy. So to Ted, to Ted Cruz's credit, Nighthawk, I'm not a Cruz fan, right? But to his credit, he did the right thing here, right? What up, dog? So here we go. Let's listen to this briefly.
I think the most fun thing about
I got a commercial.
It's a one-stop shop. You want to do a logo, and then you get to see.
The whole team consists of people from a variety of different perspectives, from outside of the United States, from America.
Mr. Baccio, you're doing something rather remote. A lot of Americans have concerns that big tech media companies, and Google in particular,
To his credit,
engaged in political censorship and bias. As you know, Google enjoys a special immunity from liability.
what up, Betcha? You can hear this?
The predicate for that immunity was that Google and other big tech media companies would be neutral public fora.
Neutral? No, they're not, right?
Does Google consider itself a neutral public forum?
Thank you, Senator. Yes, it does.
Okay. Are you familiar with the report that was released yesterday from Veritas?
So I want to get the one. Here's the guy I want, right? This is the one I want.
Thank you to each of the witnesses. Mr. Parker, I want to thank you again for sharing your story and your daughter's story. And I will say I very much agree with you.
You're right, Mel.
Sue the heck out of Google and YouTube. And if anybody else other than big tech did what they have done to you.
There's a video manipulating votes, right? There it is. Here it is. Dr. Robert Epstein. That's what I was looking for. Interviewed by he was Ted Cruz, who right, Mel? This liberal professor, Dr. Robert Epstein, claiming that Google can manipulate votes by using tools that they have at their disposal exclusively, and that no one can counter them. Robert Epstein warned the Senator of big tech, what up, Porky? Big tech election meddling during his testimony before the Judiciary Committee hearing on Google and censorship through search engines. And if I can find that video, it would be cool. So that's what I'm looking for right now. Before we get into Minnesota, I just want to, let's see if I go here with the videos. Robert Epstein. Here we go. It's 6 minutes. It'd be worth it to listen to us, not the video. Right, Porky? Right, Mel? Let's see if they got the video, though. They have it. Let's see. Here it is.
As I understand your background,
Ted Cruz is interviewing Dr. Robert Epstein. He's a liberal.
That would be an understatement.
And indeed,
Yo,
the former
Penny boy.
of Psychology Today.
Strike one.
So
You can't talk like that in this room.
You testified before this committee.
You can't talk like that in this room. Martial law is here, yeah.
2.6 million additional votes to Hillary Clinton in the year 2016.
Listen to this.
That's correct.
Manipulation of votes.
Manipulation of votes, Google.
At least 2.6 million additional votes to Hillary Clinton in the year 2016.
2.6. Bye-bye. 2.6.
I want to make sure I understand. You personally supported and voted.
You hearing this?
I was a very strong public supporter of Hillary Clinton, yes.
We're going to talk about Minneapolis in a minute.
that people voted for her, but your testimony is that Google is, through biased
Right, Mel?
search results, manipulating voters
Manipulating
in a way
voters.
they're not aware of.
2.6 million
And what I'm saying
in
is
16.
that I believe in democracy. I believe in the free and fair election more than
It's
I
crazy.
have any kind of allegiance to a candidate or a party.
And looking forward, if I understood your testimony correctly, you said in subsequent elections, Google and Facebook and Twitter and big text manipulation could manipulate as many as 15 million votes in a subsequent election.
In 2020,
Listen to
if all these companies are supporting the same candidate, there are 15 million votes on the line that can be shifted without people's knowledge.
That's
and
crazy.
Without leaving a paper trail for authorities to trace.
Crazy.
Now, you described the Go Vote reminder, and you said it wasn't a public service announcement, but rather manipulation. Can you explain how? I'm not sure everyone followed the details of that.
Well, sure. If on election day in
It's crazy.
2016,
This is
Mark Zuckerberg
Robert Epstein.
had chosen to send out a Go Vote reminder, say just to Democrats, and no one would have known if he had done this, that would have given that day
So this is why
an additional at least 450,000
Wow.
votes to Democrats.
It's crazy.
And we know this without doubt because of Facebook's own published data.
Very bad, Mel.
Because they did an experiment that they didn't tell anyone about during the 2010 election. They published it in 2012. It had 60 million Facebook users involved. They sent out a Go Vote reminder.
Wow.
And they got something like 360,000 more people to get
Crazy.
off their sofas and go vote who otherwise would have stayed home. The point is, I don't think that Mr. Zuckerberg sent out that reminder in 2016. I think he was overconfident. I think Google was overconfident. That all these companies were. I don't think he sent that out without monitoring systems in place. We'll never know what
Wow.
these companies are doing.
Disgraceful.
But the point is, in 2018, I'm sure they were more aggressive. We have lots of data to support that. And in 2020,
It is, Porky.
you can bet
He's right.
that all of these companies
2020.
are going to go all out. And the methods that they're using are invisible. They're
Wow.
subliminal. They're more powerful than most any effects I've ever seen
Crazy.
in behavioral sciences. And I've been in the behavioral sciences for almost 40 years.
You know, our Democrats
3 more
in
minutes.
this committee often talk about what they view as the pernicious effect of big money and big corporate dollars.
Come on,
What you're
Beer.
testifying to
You don't have to
is that a
like Trump.
handful
It's
of
okay,
Silicon
but come on,
Valley
man.
billionaires and giant corporations are able to spend millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars collectively, massively influencing the results of elections.
You're right, Mel.
And there's no accountability. You said we don't know. We have no way of knowing if Google or Facebook or Twitter sends its Democrats or Republicans or how they bias it because it's a black box with no transparency or accountability whatsoever. Am I understanding you correctly?
Senator, with respect,
Absolutely.
I must correct you.
Please.
If Mark Zuckerberg chooses to send out a Go Vote reminder just to Democrats on Election Day, that doesn't cost him a dime.
Wow.
Fair enough. Do you happen to know who the Hillary Clinton campaign's #1 financial supporter was in the year 2016?
2 more minutes left.
I think I do, but please remind me.
The #1 financial supporter of the Hillary Clinton campaign in the 2016 election was the parent company of Google, Alphabet,
Oh, no.
who was our first witness.
Wow.
They were her #1 financial
That's
donor.
crazy.
Your testimony is, through their deceptive search methods, they moved 2.6 million votes in her direction. I would think
Crazy.
anybody, whether
Crazy.
or not you favor one candidate or another,
Crazy.
should
And they're floating this Russian narrative.
about a handful of Silicon Valley billionaires having that much power
Well, Porky,
over our elections to
we're going to talk about
silently
Minnesota in a minute.
shift voting.
A minute left, and we're going to go to
With
Minnesota.
respect, I must correct you. The 2.6 million is a rock bottom minimum. The
Wow.
range is between
You believe this?
2.6 and 10.4 million.
2.6 to
depending on how
10.4
aggressively they
million
use
votes
the
could be
techniques that I've been
manipulated.
studying now for 6.5
Absolutely,
years.
Smitty.
Wow, could you just say that again, please? Just
The 2.6 million.
How you
is a
doing?
rock
Money made.
bottom minimum. the range is between 2.6 and 10.4
It's
million
crazy.
votes, depending on how aggressive they were in using the
It's
techniques
insane.
that I've been studying, such as the search engine manipulation effect, the search suggestion effect.
You're right, Mel. That's the sick thing. I agree with you. The Dems are thieves. I'm with you, Porky.
And no one can counteract them.
The beautiful thing is our great president, Donald John Trump, he's on this. He's on it. He's already issued an executive order. Trump is a savage. I love Trump, man. He's the best. He wants to win so bad. Trump wants to win so bad. So the video's over. So it came out. Ted Cruz was interviewing this guy, Dr. Robert Epstein, at the Times. It's last year. And this guy's a liberal. And he has some expertise in this area, claiming that 2.4 to 10 million manipulation of votes by Google for Hillary Clinton during 2016. Crazy, right? So our great president's a savage, and he's doing what he has to do. He's on it. Absolutely, Porky. So now, let's go to Minnesota. President Trump has called in an investigation into what went down in Minnesota. Well, Smitty, Trump is winning. But it's either going to be like 16. I'm trending toward a landslide because we need the Trump. You know, we'll see about whether it's going to be the land. I think I'm trending right now toward a landslide. It's either going to be like 16 where he wins handily, or it's like a landslide. We want the landslide because, absolutely, Porky, because we want the Trump coattails, right? So I think Trump, before we get it, now you got me on this thing, we'll get into Minnesota, which the optics to me, you know, I'm a law enforcement. It's crazy what they did, Monarch, right? So let's hold that for a second. So Trump, I believe, instead of having a strategic plan, I think he should take it because he's got a howitzer in a campaign. The model of future presidential campaigns is going to be President Trump's campaign. Social media on steroids, rallies with data-driven rallies, crazy, right? The rallies are basically a reiteration of the event of voting. So in other words, people that are going to these rallies, going from all over the world, all over the country, waiting for the rallies, they're basically voting for president. I mean, it is crazy, right? The rallies are amazing. Trump's campaign is on steroids. He's getting ready to unleash it for the push for the re-election campaign. He's raising money hand over fist, hand over foot every quarter. We're getting there, Porky. And his ground game he never had in 16. So President Trump's sitting on a howitzer, right? Absolutely, Porky, right? And I believe Trump should keep the infrastructure and unleash it. So in other words, instead of being strategic and going to places where he's very popular, he should go where he's not. He should go where he's not. He should go into New York, go into the churches in Harlem, go into churches in Bed-Stuy. He should go into Hispanic churches in Brooklyn and in the Bronx. Drive them crazy. That's what he should do. Because, you know, 25, 28, 32% of the city vote, Trump's in play for New York. He will drive the Democrats crazy. His map should be everywhere. That's his map. Because I believe, Toy Soldier, that Trump's firewall, I don't have the data in front of me. Outside looking in, I got my disclaimer. I read it earlier. Trump's firewall is the Hispanic vote. And he's going to win Florida. He wins Florida, the Democrats are in deep waters. They got problems. All Trump's got to do is win Florida. And he could win it handily. the Hispanic vote. That's Trump's firewall. And he should, I'm telling you, he should, after Florida, we got Ohio, and then it's forget it. He should go all over. Every state is fair game for Trump. A savage. He will be like, oh my God, what he'll do to the Democrats. He'll be browbeating them. He'll be browbeating the Democrats because they're saying, what does Trump know? Why is he in New York? Don't play their game. They want a race. Mainstream media wants a race. The Democrats want a race. They're rigging the polls. They're rigging the polls. They're rigging the news cycles to have a race, to keep it close. It sells papers. Not any more papers. It sells clicks on the internet. It sells views on the internet. It sells advertising dollars. It drives revenue. And for some, it's even more than that, right? But the point is, Trump's got to flip this now. I think he just goes radical on them. Let the tacticians be tactical with the overall situation, but Trump should unleash and be like, throw it up against the wall. Throw it up against the wall, man, and go everywhere. Go into Jersey. Go into Connecticut. Go into Massachusetts. Go everywhere. And he will flip this thing even further because everybody's conditioned to think, right, that Biden, the conditioning of you can't underestimate the power of mainstream media. I'm telling you, right, Porky? Trump's going to win. Trump's firewall is the Hispanic vote. It's going to be greater than it was in 16. And that got him Florida and other states. Nevada, it's going to get him. He's going to get Nevada. They better watch out for California. I don't know how much of a lock California is with all of the fraud that's going on in California. We already won 2 blue districts in California. Let me tell you something, Mac. I think Trump's got to continue to be unorthodox in his approach. He's very unpredictable. Let the tacticians like Pasquale stick to the basics. Trump's got to unleash this thing. He unleashes it by going into New York, going into Jersey, going into these blue areas, and just like I'm taking everything. The Democrats are going to flip out because they're saying, what does Trump know? He shouldn't be cautious now. Now's the time to be Trump, man, and just take this thing to another level and win by a landslide. I think his landslide is there, but he's got to take it. Now's not the time to be cautious. They got to be cautious. Biden's saying he loves staying in the basement. That means he's not going to make a gaffe today. And he makes gaffes anyway. Biden hasn't been hit yet. This is ridiculous because the mainstream media is trying to make a race so they could sell advertising, drive their advertising dollars, whether it be on the internet or whether it be on television, on radio. And they're going to try, absolutely, Smitty, because they got nothing to lose because they know this is their last. Trump hits them now. We know is at least gonna nominate another Supreme Court judge, and the America First Trump doctrine policies are going to be enforced. And then Trump now knows, he learned from his first term that he has to keep the pedal on the metal when it comes to these investigations. He's got to go after them. You can't let them stay around in your jurisdiction when forget about it. You got to go after Hillary Clinton. You got to get them. This whole thing about President Trump firing, Mac, right, Porky? Trump firing an IG is ridiculous. He can fire IAG. He can fire anybody he wants. Anybody he wants within the executive branch. He could have fired the entire DOJ. Trump could fire the entire DOJ when he took over because a new broom sweeps clean in politics, especially presidential politics. A new broom sweeps clean. And Trump's got to come back the second time and sweep this mother clean. Clean. All of it gone. This is ridiculous. Nancy Pelosi, what is she, an executive? She's a legislator. She's ridiculous. Nancy Pelosi. Adam Schiff, these morons given a platform. Because the Republicans that controlled the House before couldn't get together. Paul Ryan was, and I like Paul Ryan, man. I voted for that cat. I thought he was a hands-on guy. I voted for that Romney Ryan ticket. Oh, my God. What a disgrazia. And now Trump wins and everybody's hating. Right? I'm telling you, Trump's got to unleash. He's got to consider. I'm telling you, Smitty. Horrible, Porky, right? Horrible. Horrible. Trump's got to unleash. Every state is fair game. We don't write nothing off. We're going to go into New York. We're going to go into California. We're going into Texas. We're going everywhere. 51 states. We're going into Alaska. That's how we do over here. We want a landslide. We want Reagan numbers. We want 400 electoral votes. We want 400 electoral votes. Reagan lost 2 states in two elections. That's what we want. This is crazy. Absolutely, Porky. We're going everywhere. That's how Trump's got to do this. And let Pasquale and let them do the social media. Let them. They got the ground game now. And let Trump should go into Harlem. Go into the churches in Harlem. You know what they'll say? They'll say, you know something? That Trump, he's got coulones, right? They may say, that white boy, he's got coulones, right? I'm telling you. That's how they'll look at that. I mean, some are not going to like him, obviously, right? That's just the way the politics is. That's the way it is. But some of them, Porky, and then I'm telling you, he should go into the Hispanic churches in the Bronx, in Manhattan, in Brooklyn, in New Jersey, all over the big cities. He should go all over. All over, man. We want a landslide. This landslide, we're going to have to take it. And boy, Biden is like, Biden is saying, please hit me on the chin. Wake me up after it's over. Hit me on the chin. And Biden is saying, hit me on the chin. I'll wake me up when it's over. November 4th, he said he forgot that he voted. He forgot to vote. Right? That's how he's got to do this. And he'll drive these Democrats crazy. Because the mainstream media is helping them pitch the narrative that they actually have a chance to beat Trump with Biden at the top. That's ridiculous. You know what I dreamt last night? Not to get off the subject. Then we'll talk about... he should roll into Compton. Exactly, Mac. Right into Compton. Right into one of those churches in Compton. Exactly. You want the landslide? You got to take it. Absolutely, Porky. Absolutely. We got to take this, man. We got to get out of what the brainwashing is from the mainstream media. Mainstream media is trying to brainwash us, right? It's going to be close. I like statistics. I like probability. Absolutely. But I think we have the potential for a landslide here. Trump's got to go out like Savage Trump and go everywhere. Everybody. He's got to go into home and say, I want your vote. And they're going to say, my God, the Couilloni's on Trump. This white boy coming into my neighborhood wanting my vote. I kind of like that, right? Right? That's how they got to do this. I want your vote. That's what he's got to tell them. I did this. And I'm going to do it again. That's how Trump gets the landslide. That's how he gets the landslide. Because they're not going to give it to him, right? He deserves the landslide. If they always put it for 4 years, right? He deserves the landslide. He's got to take it. That's my feeling. I tell you, yo, what is this, man? Why come into the room and do this stuff? You know, I hate blocking people, son. 1340, I hate blocking you, but I got to because I don't want to get shut down. You know? I don't want to get shut down. You don't have to like Trump, but you're not going to come in here and disrespect. Not happening. So check it out, right? Right? Trump goes like a savage everywhere. That would be crazy, Mac. That would be crazy. Trump's got to go everywhere. Trump's got to campaign. He's got to go to places where they don't like him. We want everybody. And then he goes in with his people. Candace Owens, that pastor, Darrell, I forgot his last name. He was on, I don't know if he was on Hannity or Laura Ingraham, one of those shows tonight. He was unbelievable. Unbelievable. He should go to Cali, right in there. Forget these Democrats. They're small. They're fraudulent. They're fake cheat. They're despicable. The Democrats, the House Democrats are despicable, right? They're not the Kennedy Democrats. They're not the Reagan Democrats. That's what we are, right? They're the anti-Americans. These people are a disgrace. They think people are stupid. Look at the way they talk this identity politics. You know, you're a white boy, you're a Republican, you're black, you're a Democrat. I mean, this is ridiculous. These Democrats are a disgrace. They think the people are so stupid, it's beyond belief. And if Trump goes in and says, oh yeah, I'm going into California, I'm going into Harlem, I'm going into Compton, I'm going in where everybody says I can't win because I'm winning by a landslide. That's how he takes it. Because they're not going to give it to him. They're trying to get the people to think this is going to be a close election. Now, let me tell you what I dreamt. So last night, because I dreamt Trump winning in 15 before he went down the escalator. I dreamt it numerous times. I dreamt a landslide this coming election a year and a half ago. And I couldn't understand where this landslide is coming from. So I woke up last night. I woke up in the middle of the night. I was like, what the heck is going on here? In my dream, I hope it's just a dream, because if it's real and he does this, Biden, boy, this 2020 election is going to be on. In my dream, Biden picks Hillary Clinton for vice president. I was like, are you kidding me? That criminal. He's a criminal. She's a criminal. I'm like, oh my goodness. Could you imagine? And they're being very stealthy. He's throwing out Stacey Abrams. He's throwing out Michelle Obama. Hey, Betty, she don't deserve to run anymore. She should be in jail, right? The truth be told, the Clintons should be in jail. The stuff that they purported. But could you imagine? Monarch, I'm waking up in the middle of the night. I'm saying, this is crazy. Now, the lady Betty gets on. She's from Arizona. She goes, doubt it, right? Doubt it. Yeah. Right? Like, this is what I mean. Do you understand? We don't understand how evil the Democrats are, how bad they are, the lengths that they'll go to stop Trump. That's why we have to have all hands on deck, ready for, because that response is not good. Absolutely, Betty. That's it, Porky. And that's who Trump should take with him. With that dude, Darryl, I forgot his name. He's in charge of the diversity, the National Diversity Coalition. He's great for Trump. He goes in with that, man. He will drive these Democrats insane. He will drive. Trump's in, he's in Harlem. Trump's in, oh my God, he's in Compton. Trump's, it's crazy. Trump's speaking Spanish in Miami. Oh my God. Oh my God, if they only knew. Trump's got to reach his full potential here. He deserves a landslide. He's got to go out and get it. He'll get the landslide. It's there. Because people are being brainwashed. Now, right? So they got everybody thinking it's going to be close. They lied about, right? They lied. See, come on, big bro. Come on, big bro. You don't have to like Trump. I'm blocking people because you're coming in, dropping F-bombs in here. Listen, no disrespect to the president, no F-bombs, no cursing. There is rampant fraud, but you want to know something? I'm telling you, Trump's numbers are suppressed to the public. It's a brainwashing. They're brainwashing the people. Trump's got to be a savage now. And all hands on deck. He's going for the landslide. He's got to go for the jugular. Now's not the time we get cautious and we become a tactician and we strategize where we're going to go. He's awesome. Williams is awesome. Terrence Williams is awesome. Absolutely. Yo, we got to go, right? I'm telling you. Trump gets 28 to 30% of the city in New York over here. He could flip New York. I'm telling you, bro. Trump's got to go every state. He could do it. I think the landslide is there. I really do. I think a Trump landslide is there. I really do. Because when it comes down to it, you got to understand, the data they're getting now, Biden hasn't been hit. So everybody says, oh, Biden, the polls, Biden goes, I'm doing great right now. He's hearing these poll numbers. He's doing great. He's in his basement. Nobody's not getting hit. Right? Right? It was at one time, Porky, right? Under Reagan. I'm telling you. But you got to understand the corruption inside New York, Porky, is beyond belief. I don't think so, Betty. I don't think so. I don't think so. You got to understand, right? You got to understand. This is a... Oh, my brother T, the white boy. Betty, it's 4 years later. I'm telling you, I think Trump's got a landslide. I think the landslide is there if he takes it. He has to he has to go for the landslide. There you go, Porky. Trump has to go for the landslide, and he'll get it. If he's cautious, if he's tactical, if he listens, he goes, oh, don't go there, you're not going to win. Don't go there. Absolutely, Betty, I'm down with you. Don't go there, you're not going to win. Go there, you're not going to win over, he's not going to get the landslide. I'm telling you, Monarch, twice, two blue seats. Trump's on the ballot now. Trump wasn't on the ballot in 18. His name was not on the ballot. His name was not on the ballot. Son, I'll out-rope you. Yo, son. Yo, white boy, I'll out-rope you. I'm telling you, Porky. Yo, Tyrone, this white boy over here will out-rope you. So look, I'm telling you, man, Trump's got to unleash no cautiousness. All right, Porky? I think he goes everywhere. He's in Compton. He's in Harlem. And the Democrats are going to go. He's browbeating the Democrats with that. Oh, my God. He's browbeating them. He's browbeating them. He's browbeating them. I'm telling you. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you for the retweets. So that's my take. You know, outside looking in, I don't have the numbers in front of me. My gut is telling me. And Trump's got a great gut. So, you know, his gut is awesome. So I think that, you know, now's not the time to be cautious. It's got to go right into the cities, man. Right into the inner cities. And landslide will happen. Right in Spanish Harlem, right? I'm telling you, Porky. I'm telling you. Everywhere. I'm telling you, everywhere. Tyrone doesn't even, you know, come on, Tyrone, you come into my room, you're disrespectful, and then you write blogs and you don't spell the words right. I mean, come on, bro. Come on, son. Come on, son. You come into the room, right? So let's talk about Minneapolis now. Okay? This is my take. This is my take on Minneapolis. Now, that video with that police officer don't look good. The optics are not good, right? And what bothered me with that was, because I'm law enforcement first, NYPD Joint Terrorism Task Force. I'm down with these cats, right? And with past stuff that went down under the Obama administration, hands up didn't happen, hands up don't shoot, and you got all that stuff, and then you got the Smollett stuff. I mean, a lot of fake stuff going on. I don't think, you know, based on what I'm seeing and what's in the open source, it don't look like there's some fake stuff going on here. That stuff looked real. It didn't look good, right? The kid George Floyd lost his life. For what? A counterfeit 20? That's what really flipped me out with this whole thing. It wasn't like the dude drew the gun and the cop was trying to get the gun away from him because he was going to shoot the cop. It wasn't like that. This was forgery. Counterfeit. Come on, son. Come on, police officer. What are you thinking, right? And the guy loses his life. That's horrific, right? Very bad. Now, these people with the loitering, you got to be kidding me. I'm sorry. No excuse. I'm sorry. But think about this. I'm watching this thing I watch Fox News, right? I'm watching the Hannity show, Laura Ingraham show. I watched Tucker's show. You know, I didn't catch Martha's show. I missed it. I was for a $20 counterfeit thing. It's crazy, right? What's up, Johnny? This protest. This is not a protest. This is rioting. This is Brian. This is inexcusable. This is inexcusable. Porky, right? What's poppin', Johnny? This is inexcusable. So I'm saying to myself, what the hell's going on? I just got a notification because you get these notifications from the what do you call? From the like the outlets. So I got a New York Post notification, right? The notification was that yo Hoof, man, you're just a DNC talking points memo, right, Brett Bensonhurst? So I just got a notification from the Post the rioters, because they're not protesters, right? Protesters are peaceful. Martin Luther King was a protester, right? These rioters put the police precinct on fire. So you know what this reminded me of? The 1979 Iranian Revolution, where it was a bigger crowd in the streets and they were rioting. They actually, they rioted and they broke into the U.S. Embassy in Iran and had 50 plus hostages. That's what this reminds me of. When I see the footage, absolutely, Tyrone. I'm from the King side of civil rights. I'm not from these radical lefties. I'm from the Christian side of this thing. So they're going into the police precincts now and putting them on fire. What the heck is going on over here? Right, Mike? So I'm thinking, like, what's going on? So I listened to that mayor. He's crying. Crying. Are you serious, bro? Be a man. Let's go. There's no time to cry. You got to get control of your city. Yes, it was an horrific event that happened. But you got to get control of your city, son. Where are you? He calls the National Guard. According to that reporter on the ground, I think it was the Ingram show, Laura Ingram show. He says the National Guard is nowhere to be found. Now I understand what's going on. Now we understand what's going on, right? Now we understand. They want anarchy, right? Listen to Baltimore in 15. Pick your space and be violent in your space. Right, Porky? They want anarchy in the streets. They want anarchy. They're trying to take down Trump. The mayor's nowhere to be found. The police is nowhere to be found. They're letting them go into the police precinct and put it on fire. They want anarchy. And they know how we are, unfortunately, right? We're like sheep going into the slaughter. We listen to them and we follow them. Mainstream media, the Democrats are liars and frauds. They run the city, like over here in New York. They run the state, and they're rats. They got the people in that they couldn't control the city. You got that mayor standing at the mic crying. Meanwhile, people are rioting. You mean to tell me you can't pull the police force and get control of the city? Can't stand Cuomo. I think he's a rat. He's a Fredo. But the whole point is, right? And we got a Sandinista in as a mayor over here. This is crazy. They want anarchy. They allowed the people, like they did in Baltimore, like they did in Missouri, hands up, don't shoot, another Fugazi. Jesse Smollett fakes the thing, and it kills it for a guy that went through what this cat went through. George Floyd, it's not like he was violent, he pulled the gun out, and the police guy had to jump on him. He had a counterfeit 20. What did he do wrong? He had a counterfeit 20. Okay, that's wrong. Okay, I'm sorry, that's wrong, right? But I mean, what did he do wrong? Was it violent? Did he pull a gun on the cop? You know what I mean? This is crazy. But, yo, Brian, the optics don't look good, son. He took the knee. It wasn't like this cat was pulling a gun on him. It was stupid, Porky, right? Come on, man. This is one instance where you got to say, I'm a law enforcement first guy. NYPD, NYPD Joint Terrorism Task Force, I'm down with it. But that guy was stupid, man. He was an amateur. There was no threat here. It was indefensible, right? And the guy dies. What a moron. What a moron that police officer was. The dumbest thing I've ever seen. He's a forgery of a counterfeit 20. It's not like he pulled a gun on the police guy and he had to struggle for the gun and he was threatened and he, hey, listen, I don't know how these guys, these New York, I mean, it's really crazy, Porky, but these New York police officers, it's a tough, I don't know how these guys do it, man. These women do it. I don't know how they do it. Men and women do it. I'm telling you, Mona, it was bad, right? But what really blew my mind is where's the city's infrastructure? Where's the city? Where's Minneapolis infrastructure? You got the U.S. District Attorney. Oh, don't worry. We're going to take care of you. We're going to do the right thing with this case. Very bad, Brian. The NYPD is awesome, right? But you listen to the district attorney's office, the lawyer. Go do your job. Go. Represent the people, right? Go do your job. The mayor of Minneapolis, where are you? Crying on television? Oh, my city. Yeah, you're crying. Where's the police keeping the order in the city? If that was Giuliani, oh, my God. One move, you're in jail. 2 moves, you're in jail. 1, 2, 3, jail. That's it. It's over. Peace. Over. But that's how bad the Democrats are. The Democrats want the anarchy. The Democrats want the violence. National Guard, yo, Brian, according to what happened, that mayor, whatever his Mayor Frey, he called the National Guard. They never showed up. If that was Giuliani, he would have called the National Guard. He would have forget about it. You're in jail. You're in jail. Everybody shut up. Now let's see what happened. They want Bensonhurst. They want anarchy. I'm convinced. They want anarchy. They're trying to do any means necessary. Any means necessary to take out Trump. They want to show and then blame Trump. Right? Hillary Clinton loses in 16. Blame Trump. He's a Russian KGB agent. Trump's on the phone. Impeach him. Right? Now the COVID, Trump was in the freaking lab in Wuhan. He created the virus. After all, he did create the greatest economy in history of the country. He created the virus to bring it to America so the economy goes down after he built it for almost 4 years so he could try to do it again. That's the logic of the Democrats. Trump's causing the anarchy. Trump caused that police officer to take the knee and take it to that dude. Come on, man. This is crazy. This is insane, man. This is insane. Blame Trump. Trump's over. Blame Trump. Trump's there to fix it. He fixed it. They wouldn't let him do what he wanted to do, everything he wanted to do. That Pelosi is a disgrazia. And, Paul Ryan, he left the 44 Republicans that left the House in 18. Disgrace. Right? They want to blame Trump for everything. The virus, 100,000. Oh, yeah. We talked about this last night. Pelosi goes over 100,000 deaths. Nobody asked Pelosi, if you take out the nursing home debts that most of the, they had it on Tucker Carlson show. We talked about it on the show last night. Pennsylvania, Hannity had it, right? Pennsylvania, they're saying Pennsylvania's 50% of Pennsylvania's debts is nursing home. They take that's a Democratic governor, Tom Wolf, takes the COVID patients and puts them in the nursing homes. Executive order. Cuomo, the Fredo, with his other Fredo brother and the Sandinista, took the COVID patients and put in the nursing homes. They're saying he's understating the numbers. It's closer to 40% of the deaths in New York. New Jersey, Murphy, same rat, right? COVID patients, put them in the nursing homes. The Jersey, they're saying is 40%. And Michigan is 50%. No, Michigan is unreported. And they're saying that the numbers, now according to Betsy McCagany, the lieutenant governor of under Pataki at the time, right? She's a healthcare expert. Dre, absolutely, Dre. She says New York's closer to 40% of the deaths are from nursing homes. So let's say that the COVID patients, right, unfortunately, these are mothers and fathers of families. There you go, Porky. Ron DeSantis. He did an amazing job. That's what the numbers should have been like in all these states. And you know something? If those were the numbers in these other states where they put the COVID patients in the nursing homes, the deaths would have been down, and it wouldn't have been, right, Porky? But Cuomo said they're elderly anyway. They're going to die anyway. So we don't want to overload the hospitals. So put everybody, and meanwhile, Trump's building hospitals, sending Mercy Vessel as a thousand bed hospital. I mean, this is crazy in a ship. And Cuomo sends the COVID patients to the nursing homes. This is crazy. So Pelosi doesn't say this stuff. So the deaths would be down significantly. Right, Porky? Deaths would be deaths. You have a lot of nursing homes in Florida, I bet. The elderly population. DeSantis protected that big time. Cuomo said they're going to be the victims. Cuomo wasn't prepared. Anytime it looked like he wasn't prepared, like the ventilators, he blamed Trump. The nursing home debacle that he caused, he blamed Trump. But meanwhile, he wants to be the fearless leader in New York. By the thousands, Porky. Pelosi never mentioned that rat, right? This is crazy. This is crazy. It's crazy, man. When you take out the nursing home deaths, right, Porky? Why are we in lockdown? Because they're trying to stop Trump. So basically, they're doing to us basically they're purporting the China, Iran, Russia agenda. This Russia meddling is a ruse. Counterintelligence to the counterintelligence to the counterintelligence to the espionage has been going on for centuries. These are lies and ruses by the rat Islamo-Democrats. The Islamo-Nazi Democrats. That's who they are. Then you got the Rhino Islamo-Nazis, the Republicans by name only, the Mitt Romneys and the Justin Amashas. This is crazy, bro. Absolutely insane. Why are we in lockdown? According to Dr. Barex, an assassin, right? Right, Porky? According to Dr. Barex, the Dr. Fauci's protege, she says it's a 1 in 7 chance of you getting infected. We talked about this. Victor Hansen, this guy must be a smart guy on Fox News, he says it's 3 in 1,000. That's a 0.003, 3 kilograms chance of getting infected with the COVID. So according to Dr. Barex, 1 in 7. That's a 14% chance of getting infected and 86% chance of not getting infected. Why are we in lockdown? The curve has been blunted. We took the time out to find out more about this thing. We don't know a lot about this thing because we're still talking about probability distribution models. Where does the data sit in the curve? Is it in the middle? Where does the data sit? We want the curve to be blunted. Right? Vaccines, this is a SARS hybrid. SARS was in '03, created by China. No vaccine 16 years later. It just vanishes. This is an attempt to take down our great president, Donald John Trump. That's all this is. And Trump's got to go one up on them. And he's got to go not be, now is not the time to be cautious. Now is not the time to be a tactician. Now is the time to be a savage and grab the landslide. Because the landslide is there. I believe it is. The Trump landslide is there. And that would do away with the Republicans in the House. And we'll have a Republican Congress, and we'll have Trump for 4 years. We don't want another 4 years with our great president, Donald John Trump, and Pelosi as Speaker. Forget about it, man. We can't have it. We need the landslide. That guarantees it. Trump's got to go in everywhere. He's got to go into Compton. He's got to go into Harlem. You may think I'm crazy. Fine. But that's how you got to be right now. He will browbeat the Democrats if he does that. He'll browbeat them. Because Biden likes it right now. Biden's in his basement. He's hiding. We can't. That's it, Porky. We can't have it. We can't have it. What time is it? So before I go, I just want to tell you what I found. Oh, yeah, so let me show you what I found. I couldn't believe this. Let's see where it is. I couldn't believe what I found. I was looking because I'm trying to get back on the radio. I was looking at my stuff at ABC, and I stumbled onto this thing, this court case. Because court papers. This is how we come to our conclusions, right? So just to give you an idea, right, the vector that we talk about all the time, right? So there's another vector that I talk about all the time. There's a lot of vectors, right? So we're going to get into a little geopolitical now, right? So we talk about the vector from the Sunan International Airport in North Korea. They got a plane there, airline. Well, I'm going to give you a hypothetical, right? We're in Sunan International Airport in North Korea, right? It's Aeroflot. No, Air Koryo. I was talking about Russia. Air Koryo is the airline that has the missile and rocket components from North Korea. They fly over the border, the Russian border, into the Vladivostok airport in Russia. This airliner, it's a commercial airliner with people on it. They have the missile and rocket components on that plane too. It lands in the Vladivostok airport in Russia. Transfers the missile and rocket components to the Russian Federation, biggest airline, the Aeroflot in Russia. It's a commercial airliner. They put the missile and rocket components now from North Korea onto the Russian airliner. They take from Vladivostok Airport, Russia now. So of course they're on the border. North Korea borders Russia, as it does China, right? So from the Vladivostok Airport in Russia, with missile and rocket components, the Russian Federation airliner, biggest one, Aeroflot, takes its airliner now and flies over Chinese airspace into Tehran, Iran, with missile and rocket components. They assemble the missile and rocket components, does the Iranians, and they put it on Marwan Air, Iran Air, and fly into the borders of Israel, into Syria, right? So this vector, one of the many vectors that we talk about, this vector is quite profound, right? So I stumbled onto a court case, right? And I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? So I started reading it. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to read like a few sentences. So I was like blown away. There's a court. There's a court. There's a brief, right? The court finds vectors don't lie, Porky, right? So we got that vector, right? So this is how we start to draw our conclusions, right? I'm over here on my couch in Brooklyn. What do I know? I'm not in North Korea, right? I'm not in Tehran. I'm not in a Wuhan lab in China. I'm not in Shanghai in China, right? I'm not in Syria. I'm not in Damascus. I'm not in Beirut, Lebanon. I'm over here in Brooklyn. What the hell do I know, right? The court finds by clear and convincing evidence that Hezbollah, listen to this, I'm like, what the heck? That Hezbollah carried out the rocket attacks that caused injuries. The plaintiff was suing. Plaintiff's injuries, and that North Korea provided material support. Prior to 2006, North Korea provided Hezbollah with a wide variety of material support and resources. Where the hell did North Korea and Hezbollah come into this game? Right? I'm like, this is unbelievable. This material support included professional military, intelligence training, assistance in building a massive network of underground military installations. And we talked about, Fox News reported that North Korea built an underground military installation in Syria. Hezbollah, absolutely, Porky. Hezbollah is the Shiite terrorism arm of Iran. So we got North Korea providing material support to Hezbollah, professional military. I'm telling you, Mike, right? There you go, son. You got that right. There you go, John, right? Professional military, intelligence training, assistance in building a massive network of underground military installations, tunnels, bunkers, depots, and storage facilities in southern Lebanon. Unbelievable. Project Love, Biden 2050. If you can remember, he can't even remember 2020. Moreover, North Korea worked in concert with Iran and Syria to provide rocket and missile components to Hezbollah. So this is how we begin with the vectors to draw the conclusions. Project Love, like who give the money to Obama, right? Porky, Project Love. You're talking to Frankie Russo now. Like, have you gone to my website, frankierusso.media? You should go and look at my vectors, and you tell me what they're trying to do. You tell me. Hezbollah's on the U.S.-Mexican border. I'm about to talk about Margarita Island on Sunday, son. You're in the Russo show. This is not mainstream media. We drill down into the nucleus. Margarita Island. Margarita Island. Oh my goodness. You know what Margarita Island is? I didn't think so. These missile and rocket components were intended by North Korea and Hezbollah to be used by Hezbollah to carry out rocket and missile components against Israeli civilian targets. Between July of 2016 and July of 2006 and August of 2006, Hezbollah fired thousands of rockets and missiles at civilians in northern Israel. As a result of North Korea's provision of material support and resources, Hezbollah was able to implement and further goals shared by Hezbollah and North Korea. So this partnership with Hezbollah and North Korea, first time I'm seeing this. I see Iran and North Korea, Hezbollah and North Korea. Wow. These vectors are crazy. So we're going to add. So come Sunday night, I'll have the vectors on Margarita Island, the 12,000 to 20,000 Islamists in this Arab community in off the coast of Caracas in the Western Hemisphere, not far from Trinidad. Crazy. What the heck is going on over here? So the dude in the room, Project Love, asked me, are they after... There you go, right? Porky? Isla Margarita. Oh, crazy. It's a terrorist base. It's a terror cell. It's basically a terror cell. Margarita Island is a terror cell. Hezbollah, and it's a Sunni Shiite terror cell. It is basically, Porky, the Iranian global terror network because the Iranian global terror network is the Sunni Shiite nexus. ISIS is a ruse. The only thing, so what I mean by a ruse, in the Caribbean, exactly, Porky. There's no way after the Iran-Iraq war, we do, Lee, you're right. There's no way after the Iran-Iraq war that Iran's going to allow a rogue Sunni militia to run roughshod off of the North African Middle Eastern region. No way, go rogue. No way. Iran's got their hand in it, right? If Iran is not bribing and manipulating ISIS in a region, they're bombing them. They do not allow rogue Sunni militias to go unchecked. Iran. And if we're not in the north, if America is not in with the Saudis over there, the Iranians will eat them alive. The Saudis. If we're not in Qatar, if we're not in Bahrain, if we're not in Oman, if we're not in Djibouti, Ethiopia, if we're not in Israel, Porky, Iran will eat the Saudis alive. We talk about this all the time. Iran's not big militarily, but they have one thing that they learned from the Iran-Iraq war: asymmetrical warfare, special ops. They're alive, exactly, Porky. Their will to fight. You can't underestimate the Iranians. Can't. Their will to fight. You're right. They're in every, right? That's a, yo, Lee. You know, I drill down on this stuff. I love like the military reconnaissance, a geopolitical analysis, right, Porky? And I don't know how Iran got those missiles to the Houthi rebels. I'm like, I get the land bridge from Tehran to Baghdad to Damascus to the borders of Israel to Syria, Damascus, into Beirut, 100,000 rockets underground. Hezbollah more than any rockets any NATO country has above ground. And we know, based on the data coming in now, North Korea is instrumental in this, right? I'm blown away, right? Now, right? How do they get these? She knows, right, Porky? How does Iran get those missiles? And we know that these missiles are real. Remember Nikki Haley, President Trump's. You're right. Probably right, Chris. You're probably right. It's very plausible, right? Remember Nikki Haley? She had the missiles in Washington. And Mohammed Javad Zarif, John Kerry's boy, right? The two rats, right? And there's another thing reminded me, right? Javad Zarif, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iran, saying, well, you were talking about, we're not involved with that. It says the missiles that they fired at right, Porky? You're right, Lee. You're right. You're probably right. So it says made in Iran. So the Houthi rebels from Sana'a are firing on Riyadh with Iranian missiles. And Iran's denying that they're involved with the Houthi rebels. That's how sick this is. How could you trust Iran? Obama gave them $150 billion. That's why Obama's a rat. Obama's a criminal. Obama's a traitor. Obama's a fraud. So is Hillary Rodham Clinton. Fraud. But you know what really is driving me crazy now? I stumbled on a few articles. You know, open source is huge. We know, absolutely, Lee. I'm convinced. From Indonesia. I don't have incontrovertible truth. But my estimates are Obama's a Muslim from Indonesia. And at the very least, whether he's a practicing Muslim or not, he sympathizes with the Islamists. And that's evident in his policies, right? But what really drives me crazy now, you know, like John Kerry was visiting with Mohammed Javad Zarif, rightly, while Trump was trying to, right? Obama now, it's my understanding, Obama went to Merck. Obama's traveling all over the world, trying to undermine. This is the sick thing that we got to deal with, right? And we have to once and for all. That's why we do these things on the Frankie Russo show. That's why we call out Michael Michel. That's why we call out Obama. That's why we call out John Brennan. That's why we call out all these rats, right? James Clapper, James Comey. That's why we call all these rats out. Look what they did with the Holy Land Foundation trial. We have the same criminals, the Muslim Brotherhood operatives, still in this country. And they had all the evidence against them, the FBI. Right, Porky? Right, Mike? But the politicians made the FBI, had them on stand down. That's why today, I believe, the rogue wing, because there's something about this undermanned, not getting any accolades, the selfless life of these intelligence agencies. That some of them are just sick of it. They're sick of the politicians, so they just go rogue, and they get paid out in the international world in cash, and they just do their own thing. Benghazi, right? And that's what it's crazy. But that's how Obama was created. That's why the Clintons were created. That's why Obama was created, and that's why the Clintons were created. Lost. It's crazy. Right? You know, right now I got two. I'm still not sold on the Obama about Osama bin Laden getting whacked. I'm not sold on it. And the reason being, not that I believe that this guy O'Neill is lying. He's the last survivor of Navy SEAL Team 6. The rest of the team has been murdered, right? By a Soviet manpads, by a Afghan Taliban Soviet manpad conceivably from the Gaddafi stockpile, fronted by the Islamic Republic of Iran. No way. You don't think so? Tillerman says he's got the data. I'm telling you, I have the reporting right now. I don't have all the data. So, you know, I'm very respectful to the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. Right? This guy O'Neill, he's the last guy. I don't know it either, Chris, right? The last guy to survive Navy TCM-6. They had this thing called this Extortion 17 was the whacking of the Navy Team SEAL 6 that supposedly. Wow, you do, Lee. Okay. You're military? Wow. So Navy Team SEAL 6 got whacked, according to Timmerman, by Soviet manpad. A Chinook helicopter got whacked by a Soviet manpad, Afghan Taliban. Right? They got murdered. The only guy alive is this guy O'Neill. The reporting on bin Laden is very suspect. 2001, I got the documents. 2001, Fox News was reporting online website that bin Laden died on a dialysis machine in Pakistan. 2011, they claim he got whacked in Pakistan. George Tenet on this documentary, the last of the great CIA directors, him and I like Petraeus too, claims that he's got video of bin Laden in September of 2000. So you're probably right where the chopper would be, and he was murdered. They were murdered. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. And there's a few out there with more data that I'm trying to find on bin Laden. There's a few reporters, like highly regarded reporters, that believe bin Laden was not hit when they say he was hit. Maybe it was his brother, right? It's crazy. For all I know, it was Barack Hussein Obama. I mean, I don't believe, there's so much deception going on. I don't know who to believe anymore. So that's why I don't have anything substantive, but I'm close. George Tenet, and they showed the video footage on this documentary I was watching of Osama bin Laden. In September, total fraud, Porky. Very bad. Is it what? Exactly, Lee, right? I agree with that. I see that. And the intelligence agencies